Hey guys, it's me Sam, and today I'm doing a different type of video. One where I require my voice being heard, so you know it's serious. Well, not really, but anyway. Not at all 18 characters for Disventure Camp Season 4, as well as their bios have been revealed. I thought I'd give you all my thoughts on each character, as well as some predictions for them in Season 4 as a whole. I don't want this video to be too long, so let's just jump in. The first character we have is Amelie or um Emile uh Amelie. I honestly don't know how to pronounce this woman's name, so for the time being until my tongue gets its crap together, I'm going to call her Karen. Karen is a French-American 36-year-old businesswoman, ambitious and extroverted. She's all about success and isn't afraid to bend the rules to get there. With a love for money and makeup, Karen is sharp, driven, and always ready to take charge. Right away, she seems like she might be a mix between Carol and Courtney, and if you know me, I find both of those characters to be mid. So, yeah, to the I don't know, 15 people who like Karen here, I'm very mixed on her as a whole right now. But my opinions on not just her, but as well as the other characters might change when the season eventually comes out. But for now, she just seems like a Carol Courtney 2.0, and she's my prediction for first boot. Now you're probably like, she can't possibly be first boot. Well, how about I remind you something real quick? Let me just remind you something real quick. Literally all of the first boots we've had were male. For that reason alone, I think the first boot of season 4 will be one of the female characters. And unfortunately, out of all of them, Karen here is the least interesting to me. So, on this tier list that I have here, I'm going to put Karen here. If she isn't the first boot, I'm going to pull a Salah and crash out. Next, we have Aliso. He's a 38-year-old Italian painter who's calm and introverted, often lost in his artistic world. With a laid-back attitude and a love for music and painting, Aliso prefers to stay under the radar. Oh, okay, so he's basically Alec if he was employed. Jokes aside, I really like his design. It really does give off the vibes of an Italian painter. And from the laid-back attitude detail we have of him, he might be a bit of a hipster as well. That's about all I have to say about Aliso for now. He just seems like a cool dude. As for predictions, um, I'll put him in late pre-merge. Yeah, that seems about right. Next, we have Anastasia. She's a 24-year-old Russian-Australian model, is fiercely determined and always aims for success. With her charm and strong will, she easily captivates those around her. I'll say this, she looks like she came straight from a Mean Girls movie and entered the Disventure Camp universe. But I also hope her entire character isn't just a mean girl. We don't want another Heather or Julia or Rhea. I'd prefer if she went the Dakota route in terms of character. Maybe she can have a plot line where she starts off as a bratty, spoiled daddy's girl, but as the season goes on, she becomes less selfish and becomes a better person. I'd be down for that, honestly. On the tier list, I'm predicting her to reach merge, specifically late merge, because of that potential plot line I just talked about. If Anastasia doesn't reach at least Final Four, I'm gonna pull a Salah and crash out. Next, we got Benji. He's a 21-year-old law student from Canada with Japanese roots. Brings a mix of humor and empathy, though he doesn't take himself too seriously. Benji can be a bit too silly, which might hurt his credibility. That whole detail of him being silly instantly gives me Z vibes from just that. And on top of that, his design reminds me a lot of Dan. So if Benji ends up being a mix between Dan and Z, Benji might become my favorite character, not gonna lie. Now, on the tier list and for predictions, I don't really think he'll be an early boot because that would make me cry and vomit and spread other bodily fluids all over my house. So let's just hope he's at least late pre-merge. I wouldn't mind that. Up next, we have Hannah. She's a 19-year-old Canadian bartender with Filipino roots. Loves living in the moment and having fun. Sociable and full of humor, she's the life of the party, always making others feel at ease. Now, I know a certain Katie would be very interested to hear what I have to say about Hannah based off of first impressions. And to be honest, I don't have a lot to say, but all of it is positive. First off, Hannah kind of gives me Rosa Maria vibes. Because of that, I think her character might be similar to hers, and she'll basically or probably be the Rosa Maria of season 4, which I wouldn't mind if they went that route for her. Oh, and I like her design too. Now, as for predictions, Hannah's a bit of a tough cookie. I can see her reaching merge, but I also think she might be pre-merge. So, for now, I'm putting her in late pre-merge. And look, she's right next to Benji. That means Katie can go wild with her shipping. A continuación tenemos a Diego. He's a 21-year-old Colombian tourist guide, brings his love for travel and culture to the game. Charming and social, Diego believes in living life to the fullest and connecting with others. Wow, it sure is nice to see Diego from Dora the Explorer all grown up now. Humor aside, Diego seems like a cool character. He kind of reminds me of Lil, and I have a feeling Diego will be in some ways similar to her. Oh, and apparently Diego and Spencer, a character I'll get to later, are being shipped by the fandom, and people are saying Diego and Spencer are going to be the next Tom and Jake or the next Aiden and James. I personally don't think so, but I'll save my thoughts on Diego and Spencer as a duo once I get to Spencer. Now, in terms of predictions, I can totally see Diego reaching merge. Maybe he can get 5th place or something, I don't know. Alright, time for Isabelle. She's a 23-year-old Argentinian American nun and influencer. Is a powerful communicator with a modern approach to faith. With millions of followers, she's here to spread her message. People are saying she might be a twist villain, but like, oh my god, in the name of God, literally, since she's a nun. On Nation cartoons, do not make Isabelle a villain. It's definitely not the best idea to have the show's first openly Christian character be a villain. That would literally cause disasters beyond belief. And as a Christian myself, On Nation cartoons better not screw her up. But putting potential controversies aside, I like Isabelle so far. She seems nice, and as you can tell, I do not want her to be a villain. Just have her be like Dawn and make her the most adorable, innocent cinnamon roll of a character. Please? Now, as for predictions, she's probably gonna reach merge. But I don't think she'll be a finalist. Don't get your hopes up on that, guys. Jade. She's a 29-year-old marine biologist student from the US with Nigerian roots, is intelligent, composed, and deeply passionate about animals, though she keeps her emotions under control. Jade's calm and analytical approach makes her a natural leader. She's honestly given me Millie vibes from her design and Lashana vibes from that smug face of hers. I love her design. It's nice to see representation of vitiligo since I rarely ever see anyone with that condition in any media. Also, that green turtle sweater is so cute. I want one. Where can I buy it? I'll take the entire stock. Now, for where I think she'll end up in the game, and late merge. Maybe Final 6. Ivy time. She's a 26-year-old actress with Hungarian roots, is charismatic and full of energy, known for her engaging personality and love for musical theater. She brings her passion for performance to everything she does. If I had a nickel for every time a Disventure Camp character was a theater kid, I'd have 3 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened thrice. Other than her being a theater kid and her design being kind of cool, um, I'm not sure if this is a hot take or not, but in my personal opinion, I don't see her getting far. Yeah, sorry to all the Ivy fans out there, but my gut tells me she'll be pre-merge. Knowing All Nation cartoons and their unpredictability, they might pull an All-Stars Lake with her. Logan! He's a 20-year-old swimmer from Canada, is a sports coaching student with a love for water sports. Humble, despite his Olympic success, Logan values teamwork and fair play. A pretty simple description, but I really like his design. He gives me a lot of Wayne vibes, and if Logan ends up being similar to him, I wouldn't mind that at all. In fact, I'd love if Logan was just the Wayne of Disventure Camp. And I am dead serious. Out of all the Season 4 characters, I think Logan here has the best shot at winning. Now, hear me out. Miriam, James, Rhea. These are the 3 winners that we have gotten in this Venture Camp so far. Now, notice how James is the only male winner here. Yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this. I personally think we need another male winner, and out of all the male characters in this cast, I want Logan to win the most. I don't know, man. It'd just be fun to see someone like Logan win. If Logan doesn't win or at least reaches the final 3, you guessed it, I'm gonna pull a Salah and crash out. Marissa. She's a 25-year-old with South African roots, is an aspiring military known for her strength, discipline, and determination. With a passion for physical fitness and helping others, Marissa is driven by a strong sense of justice and fairness. Female Brick. That is literally it. Now, for prediction, she's probably gonna reach merge, but will end up being the first merge boot for being a threat. Linda! She's a 51-year-old American housewife, is strong-willed and determined. As a fan of competition reality shows, she is never backing down from a challenge. Known for her sharp wit and persistence, Linda always finds a way to get what she wants. Okay, so basically she seems like she'll be like Monica, but evil. I can see her being a villain, but not the main villain. There's another character I'll talk about later that I think will be the main villain, but I can see Linda working with them and being like the secondary antagonist of the season. So with those predictions in mind, she'll reach merge, probably. But maybe she'll get betrayed by the main villain, and that would be how she gets eliminated. Tristan! Tristan is an 18-year-old non-binary fashion student from Canada with Norwegian roots, loves goth aesthetics and designing gender-neutral clothing, calm, empathetic, and always seeking fairness. If it wasn't obvious, yes, Tristan is currently my favorite character in this cast. I love the goth design and it really makes them stand out, but in a good way. Their design is probably up there with Dan's as my favorite character design in all of Disventure Camp. I'm also just really glad to know that Tristan is going to be one of those more calm and chill goths instead of being like scary girl level psychotic. That was definitely not what Tristan's character should be, and I like the more chill vibe a lot more. Now, as far as predictions go, Tristan is literally this show's first non-binary character, so they're obviously reaching merge. If Tristan doesn't reach merge, I'm gonna pull a Salah and crash out. Alright, y'all, we got Ted now. He's a 46-year-old professional poker player, is a master at reading people and understanding their intentions. His distrustful nature, however, can alienate others, making relationships difficult to maintain. Now, this guy is who I want to be the main villain of Season 4. We already had Fiore and we already had Rhea, and Alec and Yule aren't really main villains per se, so yeah, I think it's about time we get a male main villain. And without a doubt, I want it to be Ted. And like I mentioned earlier, I want Ted and Linda to have some kind of villainous dynamic, if they end up on the same team, that is. And I think that would be interesting. And overall, I think Ted has a lot of potential. He's my main villain prediction, so I'm hoping for either third or second place for him. Mainly third. Spencer. He's a 20-year-old math student from England, is brilliant and analytical, pragmatic and curious. Spencer excels in problem solving and intellectual challenges. Bro is literally the embodiment of actually, but putting haha funny aside, Spencer seems really interesting and honestly rooting for him the most along with Tristan and Logan. And as for the recent shipping between him and Diego, again, I personally don't see it happening. Diego and Spencer as a whole seem more like an Owen and Noah type of duo, and I'd honestly love a plot line between the two where they end up on the same team and start off as enemies, but as the season goes on, they learn to appreciate each other more, and by the end of the season, they become best friends. Hopefully, we get that instead of another Tom and Jake. Why can't two people just be friends? Anyway, Spencer is guaranteed a finalist, and other than Logan and Tristan, I can see Spencer being the main character or the main protagonist. Richard! He's a 61-year-old basketball coach from Canada, is a natural leader known for bringing people together with positivity. Extroverted and emotionally driven, he values teamwork and integrity, motivating those around him through encouragement. This guy is already giving me Connor vibes, and I'm all for another boomer character. I also like how despite being in his 60s, he's still an active coach and is just enjoying life, and I respect that old timer. Richard also just seems like that one cool uncle who you just want to sit outside with and drink a beer with. He's just that cool and gives me that vibe. Sadly, I do think he'll still be eliminated pre-merge, but he's definitely beating the first boot allegations, trust me on that. Next is Natalia. She's a 28-year-old Puerto Rican publicist, or however you say that word, who lights up every party with her energy and charm. As a social butterfly, she loves getting to know people and is always eager to ask the bold questions. Apparently, she's also trans, I believe. Even though we already had Aiden, that's cool. She gives me season 1 Gret vibes from design and whatnot, but I also get All-Stars Gret vibes from her personality descriptions. Overall, she just seems like Gret 2.0. Like Hannah, it is a bit hard for me to predict where she'll finish, but I thought about it more and she might be a pre-merger, but hey, that's just me. And finally, we have Zade. He's a 30-year-old American chef with Moroccan heritage, is a kind and dependable presence, known for his excellent listening skills and nurturing nature. Zade brings warmth and integrity to every situation. Yeah, you can be a pre-merger and I genuinely wouldn't care, but not first boot. We need Karen to be first boot. And yeah, there we have it. Overall, I'm excited and I have a lot of high hopes for season 4. Can't wait for it to come out later this month. Hopefully it's not as bad as episodes 14 to 21 of All Stars. Oh, and here's my overall elimination order prediction if you want to take a good look at it. Okay, bye.